was at work once and a lady was sharing a story about how her daughter had gone on a date with this young man, and they were at the movie, and he texted her and said, "Can I hold your hand?" and everyone's like, "Oh," and I was like, "That is cheating. That is not how you do that. That, you know, take out."
Miss the sweaty palms.
Yeah, all the and I thought it seems to have removed an element of the whole dance of hand holding.
Dating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And another incident, a more serious one, is I had a young man one time who had emailed a girl, and she was breaking up with him, and he said, "Oh, if you break up with me, I'm going to do X, Y, and Z," and there were really sad things. And so a parent called me and said, "Do you think that that's accurate?" And I said, "No, that's a false sense of bravado because they're texting it. If they heard themselves say that out loud,
they would never.
They would be, yeah, they'd see how silly it was." And so I think, yeah, it does sometimes give a false.
It really does. Your funny story reminded me of a funny story I heard about a Sunday school teacher who was just so frustrated because she couldn't get her kids to listen and so on. And her husband said, "Oh, there's an easy solution. Just text a lesson. Go read it." You know, it really is quite amazing how, you know, I mean, that was hilarious.
Yeah, well,
may I hold your hand?
but, you know, getting into and speaking their language isn't, unfortunately, that direct communication, but we can help them move it towards that way. But if we can get in there and speak their language with technology, I think we have a way to teach them principles and doctrine that will help them govern themselves.
Yeah, but you don't want to go too far with that thought, because part of the challenge is breaking them out of that cyber language.
Yes.
And that you want them to be able to talk. And,
Absolutely.
And kids more and more are losing the ability to look you in the eye and talk to you,
yes,
make a point, listen to you. And we even think that parents ought to take real action on that. You ought to sit around the dinner table at least once or twice a week as a family and play little games where each kid has to stand up and give a 1-minute speech on something. And no, they can't look at and no, they can't research it on Google. They just have to say what they know spontaneously.
That's cool.
And I think you can be honest with kids. You can say, "We love technology. We also know that it can limit you in various ways. We're not going to let that happen."